crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Hey, life's a risk, carnal.
Tell me something, my friend. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
I do a great impression of a hot dog.
Billy likes to drink soda.
So am I to understand that you men completed your training on your own?
That's the fact, Jack!
Come on, seriously, who is that?
I only came here to do two things, man. Kick some ass and drink some beer. Looks like we're almost out of beer.
Yo.
What's up?
What's up? It's been too long since I've
been like
opened
a year.
up Zoom.
Like a year? I don't know.
No, it hasn't been a year. It was last year that we last saw each other, but
it was last year. Yes.
Yeah. I think it was it the game show or no, it was the end of the year.
Oh, yeah, the episode is not coming out.
Yeah, the episode that just
it's in limbo.
Vanished.
So what's going on, man?
Nothing much really. Here, I'll turn on my video so you can
All right.
I forgot that was my background. Look at what that's not working.
I can't see. Oh, is that like stuffed animal kind of thing?
No, it's the fuck. Why can't I turn it off? Whoops, that's not.
All right.
Oh my god, I forgot how to use technology. So
that's fine.
Virtual background. Let's see. None. There we go. It's
Ah,
the Black Series helmet.
Nice.
For my my Boba costume.
Nice.
I'm really excited about that.
You're doing Fat Boba though, right? Or the old Boba, right?
Yeah. The specifically from The Mandalorian season 2.
Right. Or Mandalorian season 3, which is on right now.
Well, no, because that one has a different design. But yeah, that's crazy.
It is, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not hating it at all.
Oh yeah, I'm not hating it at all. It's just crazy. Wasn't expecting to get The Mandalorian so soon.
I know, 2 episodes, right? I was like, okay, 1, I thought maybe we'd see a peek of him, but yeah, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
Trying to get my buddy on, I don't know. But I wanted to get someone on that knows a little bit about Star Wars and get your thoughts, because I was super excited over this last episode.
I know there's a ton of people that just they are not excited at all about it.
I don't know why, because they don't know who Cad Bane is, because I was like,
I
was blown away.
I
was blown away. I was like, no way. Like, I knew, like, as soon as we saw what's his name, I was like, oh shoot, I know what's coming. I know what's coming.
I think the people that are mad are just mad because there's no new characters being introduced, but it's like, I mean,
but your average Star Wars fan is probably not gonna know who Cad Bane is.
Yeah, and Cad Bane's inclusion is just like the perfect balance of ending that episode on a cliffhanger of like, whoa, who the heck is that, for the like less
your average
the Star Wars fans that aren't the just average viewer. But like for people that are massive fans of Star Wars, that's like a what the fuck moment.
Yes.
Like it's I don't know. People just can't be happy. That's what it boils down to.
I'm super excited. Where's this guy at? How's it been going with you, man? I know RLU is on hiatus. All we have is Starlight.
I don't know what's going on. Like well,
I know,
mean,
you know,
did you see Dario's?
Yeah, I know that's going on. That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I know we joke around all the time, but really, come on, that sucks.
Yeah, I gotten some bad news, some other bad news the day that he told me that he was in the hospital, or he had to go into the hospital, and I was like, fuck, like it really hit me. So Dario's a good dude, and I'm glad that he's gonna be better now.
Yeah,
because he's been meaning to have this surgery for a while, and I'm just glad he came out of this stronger.
Yeah, he's a guy. We don't like to admit that there's something wrong with us.
Exactly.
But yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
I haven't really heard much from Rich. Like he'll text me every now and again. I think it's just to make sure that I'm still alive or something. But like, yeah, it's sad. I love the weekly show, but I don't know. I understand Rich is going through a lot right now too. So
yeah, yeah. You know, if you ever get the urge to talk about it, whatever, man, you know, I'm here.
I think Adrian put together he added me to a Boba cast group chat, and it's just Adrian, Tommy, and I, and that'll be fun. I was expecting not to be on any podcast for the foreseeable future. So yeah, and having this is a really nice treat because it's been so long.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it hasn't been that long, but it feels like forever.
It. Yeah, it feels like it. Where is he at? Come on, Joe. Now I gotta warn you. No, not warn you, but my buddy Joe, he's a genuinely nice guy. So it's not like anybody from the weekly, or he's not like Baba Bear. He's a genuinely nice guy. So yeah, that's that.
Welcome to the RLU, where you got to warn people about nice people.
Yeah.
What have you been up to? I haven't been listening to anything.
I just been busy working. Work is kicking my ass right now. Yeah, it's pretty much what I've been doing. But yeah, if you don't know our show, it's just like, it's called Now Watch This. So we watch. Usually he'll come over, but he's at home today. That's why we're doing it like this. But he'll come over. We'll put a movie on or some TV shows, and we'll kind of like, we watch it commentary style. And you know, sometimes we're talking about the movie. Sometimes we'll go off on tangents or whatever. So we just have fun with it.
That is like, I this is gonna sound sad. I wish I had friends that I could do that with, like near me, because all my friends that live near me, like I'm sure they would do it, but they wouldn't be like they wouldn't have a they wouldn't put it into their schedule because they're just not into like podcasts or stuff like that.
Yeah, when we first started, we're trying our best, you know, week to week, but you know, stuff happens. We're both dads, we both work, and we missed a couple weeks here and there, but we try to get something down, you know. Even if we're not watching something, we'll just do something like this where we just kind of bullshit for a little while.
I don't know if you listen to it at all, but actually the I don't know if you know the joke where Dario and Andre, I forced Dario and Andre to watch The Last Airbender. Yeah. And I still haven't put it out. But not that long ago, but long ago, Jaime and I did a go figure. We called it Miserable Movies, and it's basically we did a commentary over Dragon Ball Evolutions, and right. That movie is just so bad. But yeah, that was fun, and I wish that the reason it's so annoying to edit is because when you're not all together in one place and you like share a microphone or have multiple microphones connected to everyone, it's just a hassle to put all of the different components together.
Yeah,
that's why I haven't and plus, like, when you're trying to cut it up for like a movie or for a YouTube video, which is what I was going to do with The Last Airbender, it's a lot to have to go through the entire thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. You know, even when I had my solo show, like I would take a lot of time to edit stuff here and there, and
yeah.
Now the last few episodes that me and Joe have done, I just put it out the way it is. I'm like, I ain't gonna edit anything.
That's a good thing about movie commentaries. Like you can just like when it's just the movie and it's like in audio form, or when it's just the uncut audio,
because we can't play the audio, right? So we're watching it with subtitles on. But it's still fun. But I do find like there's sometimes where we're just quiet because they're like we're watching the movie and it's like
you're just really into the movie
and just like screw it, I'm gonna leave that in. Screw it. Well, he might be running late. We'll just roll with us for a while, man. Just before we get into Boba Fett more, like what else have you been doing? You know, I kind of missed the cooking shows, man. Did anything else come out besides the one that I did?
I there was one that went up for I think like 10 minutes, and then I got a bunch of messages saying the audio cuts out like 20 minutes in.
It's probably your internet.
It's either the internet or I don't know what. It could just have been a freak accident while it was rendering or whatever it was. And I just got so angry with that I was like, I don't even want to edit these anymore.
It sucks when it becomes work. But.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I was like, what can I cook with Adam? Gotta think of something easy that I could cook.
Box mac and cheese. I mean, everyone loves box mac and cheese.
We should take some of these like these TikTok videos where they're cooking stuff and try it out.
Yeah, you know, that would be good. There was someone I watched that did that they like tried TikTok recipes, but it was like a one-off video. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, that is a really good concept, is taking like really popular TikTok,
because some of them I think they're pretty shady. It's like I don't think that's how it really comes out, but
yeah, there's quite a few that just there's no way that like there's this cloud bread that like it like a
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, and that like it may look cool, but it has no flavor whatsoever.
Isn't it just like meringue or something?
I don't even maybe it is meringue.
Meringue mixed with something else.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of it's basically just whatever's popular that week. But yeah, I actually haven't been doing too much cooking, or at least too much explorative cooking recently, which sucks. But I just haven't had the chance lately.
So, question: The Batman coming out next month. Tickets go on sale on Thursday, February 10th. Are you buying your tickets on that day?
Probably. I'm really excited for that movie.
You trying to go day one?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm of the very small minority of people that have the opinion there hasn't been a good Batman movie. There have been good movies starring a character named Batman.
Right.
But there hasn't been a good Batman movie.
Well, I
know you're going to disagree.
No, I'm a quote unquote Batman guy. I've been getting a lot of heat because I've been talking to Joe. We've been talking about Batman. And he gives me a lot of crap because I don't like the Nolan movies. I think it's mainly...
I hate the Nolan movies.
I think it's mainly Christian Bale.
Yeah, he's very unenthusiastic.
So I've been getting heat for that. Considering I call myself a Batman guy and I don't like the Nolan movies, but whatever. Bale's near the bottom of my list as far as Batman's.
If I'm being honest, I think the Nolan trilogy is what kind of ruined Batman for me. Like, I used to love Batman as a kid. I used to watch, I can't remember which series it was, but I loved Batman. And when I started hearing about like the Nolan movies, and it's like, whoa, it's a Batman movie.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't seen the 89 movie. But I just remember watching both Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rising, The Dark Knight, not The Dark Knight Rises. That's a whole different story. That movie is. And I was just like I've always been very like critical, I guess, to the Christian Bale interpretation of Batman and Bruce Wayne.
I don't know if it's the voice he tries to do, or it's just something about him.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, like I like the characters. I like Heath Ledger. I like Bane.
Definitely the highlight.
Bane. Bane's okay.
Bane's entertaining.
I don't know about Anne Hathaway as Catwoman though. I like Anne Hathaway, but I don't know about her as Catwoman. But like I said, I like the characters. Just those movies don't do it for me. My buddy Joe says he cries on those movies. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
I mean, I cry whenever I watch The Empire Strikes Back because, like, just the amazingness of the scene where Yoda picks up the X-Wing. I love that scene so much. I think I probably mentioned it before, but I wrote an essay, an entire essay about that scene, and I failed because the professor was an asshole. But
because he's not a Star Wars fan.
yeah, he hates Star Wars. Even though the project was to write an essay about a movie scene and specifically analyze it. Anyways, a bunch of people have told me like, Empire Strikes Back sucks. That scene is like, it's boring. And it's like, whatever. Man,
you could write a whole paper on that. I mean, like, as far as Luke saying he can't do it, and then
exactly.
And
the music goes along with that. It's so beautiful. And I wrote my heart out.
I see it. Yeah, he's a jerk teacher.
And I had to deal with that dude twice because I failed his class once. But I'm also of the opinion that the Empire Strikes Back soundtrack is the best movie soundtrack of all time.
Okay. I'll buy that. Yeah, back to Batman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get no. I'm gonna try to get into day. We're gonna get back into Star Wars. We're gonna I really want to make it day one. I'm just super excited. I'm hoping it's good. You know, I hope it's not getting overhyped. I talked to Joe about this. I know it's right around the corner, but it seems like they're just showing us more and more and more and more. It's like
that's exactly what
I'm like. Slow down, slow down. Don't give us too much. I'm sure there'll still be some surprises, but I'm just like, okay, enough already. Let's wait till we get into the movie. But I'm super excited.
I don't know if you listened to it or not, but I think Warner Brothers Music released the main theme, which is done by Michael Giacchino, who also does the Doctor Strange movies. Or actually, no, I don't think he's doing. No, right. Danny Elfman is doing Multiverse of Madness, but he did Doctor Strange and the Spider-Man movies, and I've become a big fan of his work because of those, specifically the Spider-Man movies. But the fact that the Batman score for this movie is only really 2 notes, at least the main motif of the theme is just 2 notes.
I got you.
But it sounds incredible. That, like, I'm excited just to hear that in the theater.
I hope there's more Nirvana in there, not just in the trailers.
Yeah, I don't think there will be.
It was good for the trailer. I don't know.
Yeah, it was it really. I think that's what sold me and set the whole tone for the trailer.
So, keeping DC, did you hear this news about a Joaquin Phoenix Joker 2 in the works?
Yeah, we talked about that on the weekly show.
I don't know.
It doesn't need a sequel.
It doesn't.
They need to stop doing that.
Just when you think DC's figured something out, I don't know. They're money hungry, I guess. I don't know. That was such a good just Elseworld tale. Just one off. I'm happy with it just the way it is.
Yeah, we don't need any sort of like deeper dive into the character, like seeing him as the full-on Joker. That was the climax of the movie, is the end. I don't want that at all.
I don't know where the Batman, with Robert Pattinson, what date or what kind of decade that's set in, but I hope they don't try to throw Joaquin in there.
I hope not. I think I would be fine if it's the same like universe, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. If they did it well, maybe, but I would prefer just no connection to anything. This is just a new Batman movie.
Because I don't know where they would go.
Don't try to connect it to the multiverse.
I don't know where they're going to go with Joker 2. Because we saw Batman. He was a young kid. Or Bruce Wayne, sorry. Bruce Wayne's a young kid. So I don't know. Maybe with Thomas Wayne. I don't know. I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah. It just... Well, no, because Thomas Wayne was killed at the end of Joker.
Oh, right. You're right. Duh.
I
don't know where they would go with it.
Yeah, my guess is that they would do like a young Batman, which was already done in Gotham. And I wish they would. Yeah, I wish they would know when to leave things.
Leave it. Yeah. Let's just get into Book of Boba Fett.
Right.
I don't think I've talked to you guys since the series started. So what did you think, like, I don't know, first 2 or 3 episodes, Book of Boba Fett?
First episode I loved. It wasn't anything super like special. It wasn't anything terrible. It definitely grabs you though.
So I think we all knew that we needed to see what the hell happened, right?
Exactly. That's exactly.
It's not an exciting story.
Perfect.
It's not an exciting story. He dug himself out. I don't know.
Yeah, he gets out of the Sarlacc pit. I mean, one of the things that a lot of people have been criticizing about is like, oh well, they didn't spend enough time on how he got out of the Sarlacc, and we didn't see enough of the Sarlacc. And it's like, he just got out. He's wearing Mandalorian armor. Yeah.
So what
do you expect to see?
We learned, I guess, from watching The Mandalorian that the Beskar armor is what saved him pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think people a lot of the hate that I've seen for this show, it feels the same. It feels like I'm one of the only people that likes it, and everyone else is just hating on it. And it feels the same as when The Last Jedi came out, and I was like, I really liked the movie, and just hate.
Yeah, I still don't understand The Last Jedi. I liked it. Whatever. People think whatever they want. But I knew it was gonna be a slow burn at first, just because it's not exciting, right? He got out, okay, and then what happened? But I really have a new love for the Sand People.
Yeah,
the Tusken Raiders.
Yeah,
I mean, I think from looking at this, I think we're to have the impression that there are different tribes, because these were definitely different Sand People than what we've normally seen.
Yeah, they were dressed differently, for one, but it also seemed like more of a smaller community than like we saw in The Mandalorian, specifically season 2, episode 1, when they were killing, or when they killed the Krayt Dragon.
Right.
I think episode 2 of the Book of Boba Fett is what really like grabs you into the series, because that's all about the Sand People mostly.
Yeah, it makes you feel for them. Where originally, I think, I don't know how many other people thought that, but I just thought they were just like killers out there. They just scavengers, whatever. But yeah, it really made you feel for them. You got to see the younger ones and that bond that they had with Boba, and just, I don't know. Like I said, I just have a new love for the Tusken Raiders.
I really like how they started hinting at the more civilized side of the Tuskens in The Mandalorian, and then in the Book of Boba Fett, it's just boom. This is what the Tuskens are. Yeah. And not only does it give us that, but it hints to even more with like the lizard that goes up Boba's nose.
Oh yeah, that was odd.
we just didn't even know about.
Yeah, that whole thing, it was kind of like I don't know the term for it, right? But like to become part of their tribe, right? You have to go through this. I want to say like coming of age, or like you have to go through this ritual with that little lizard, and that was awesome. And just the whole thing about during that whole process, he grabs a branch and he's like, "Well, where's your branch?" And then that becomes his staff, right? That was the coolest thing. Yeah. Like they knew he was going to come back with the branch, right?
And one of the coolest thing about this is Tamara Morrison is Maori. He's a native to New Zealand, and the gaffy sticks that the Tuskens use just so happen to be Maori weapons.
Nice.
And like somehow it just perfectly came together. The planets aligned, so to speak, to have Boba make a gaffy stick and use it. And I think that's really cool. And a ton of the other melee weapons on the Book of Boba Fett have also been inspired from New Zealand or Pacific Islander weapons, which I think that's really cool, being part Pacific Islander myself.
Yes.
Pacific Islander Asian. But yeah,
they're all the same.
Just cool.
They're all the same. No, I'm playing. What was with Justin in the chat? Did you see? He said Chubbs from Buzz with Their Toys. He said, "Hey, happy Chinese New Year to you and Tommy." And he's putting me too. I was like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Because my eyes always look like they're not open."
That is true. That is true. You know, sometimes you get a little sleepy eyed. Exactly.
I don't have big
Just
eyes.
little,
Whatever.
Yeah, you got the Asian eyes.
Man, what's up with? Oh, I don't want to get into that. With Tommy right now.
Oh, it's just a bunch of drama.
I don't want to get into that.
And Twitter being
You know what? Fuck Twitter.
yeah,
I never use Twitter. I still don't understand it. It's weird to me.
I haven't actually used Twitter in a very long time. It overreacts to a lot, and like I'm all for holding people accountable, but holding people accountable and then just dogpiling on top of just like every single thing is just it's ridiculous.
Yeah, fuck Twitter.
Like, yeah.
So there's one thing I wasn't too. I don't know how I felt about in the Book of Boba Fett when he gets his team or the Power Rangers. What do they call them?
The mods.
The mods. Yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of a cool concept, right? The they switch out body parts for robotic parts. They're kind of cyborgs, right? Cyborgs instead of mods.
They are cyborgs.
So, I think the idea is cool. But people were really upset about seeing the bright colors because we never see bright colors in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Aside from Naboo, right?
No. In Coruscant, we see some pretty bright colors, and that's like, I think like the designs of the speeders are fine, but the color of the speeders is just a little bit too. It feels too new.
Yeah, they could have dirtied them up a little bit,
Yeah, like if there was just a layer of like dust, maybe a little gunk in the.
It's like they came off the showroom floor.
Yeah, and I get like it's supposed to be inspired by an actual a gang. Well, I think it was a gang. I think they were. I can't remember exactly. It's like I think it's a British gang, and they were also called the Mods, and they rode Vespas.
Kind of made me think of like what's her name from Rebels? That was always doing graffiti. Sabine, yeah, because she was always doing graffiti and colorful things.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I first thought of, but yeah, I think they were just too bright. I mean, I don't mind them. I don't mind the gang at all. They're cool. Yeah, just the whole Power Ranger.
The speeders. The speeders are definitely just a little bit too bright. But the thing is, like, if they were on Coruscant, it would match perfectly.
Probably. Speaking of speeders, did you like that when Boba's trying to teach the Tusken Raiders.
Like a bantha.
Like a bantha. Did you see that whole meme where they do it to the music? Have you seen that? Where they do it to music.
Probably have. I just can't remember right now.
That was pretty hilarious.
What I am sick of is people, because of that hate that I was talking about earlier, they hate that Boba Fett's silly when he's really always been silly because dude got killed by a blind guy.
Yeah.
But like people took that like a bantha clip and just put it onto everything to the point where there's no joke. Like people put it when Vader's saying no disintegrations and Boba says as you wish in the actual movie, but then they put like a bantha and it's just like there's no joke there. What I don't understand.
It's funny, but he talks about it, right? He talks about I guess being in that Sarlacc that he changed. He's like, what?
It changed him.
He's like, I'm tired of working for these fools. I'm gonna work for myself, right? He says something to that degree.
Yeah.
And he's like,
fools that'll get him killed.
Who wants to come with me, right?
Which, ironically, he called Darth Vader a fool, and that's pretty funny.
Yeah. But yeah.
I've been enjoying the whole thing. I really don't have too many complaints other than like just some technical stuff. Like there's some scenes like the speeder chase scene with the mods and the mayor's assistant. It went on for just a little too long. But really, I don't have too many complaints. And
Fennec going after the parkour ninjas.
Yeah, that did also seem just a little bit too long.
That whole chase, was all parkour.
Parkour.
But I'm not mad at it. I liked it. And the disappearing Gamorrean guards. Remember that?
They just weren't there.
They weren't there, and then all of a sudden they just showed up afterwards. But whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know the character's name. I forgot. I know they mentioned it, but the big black Wookiee. Were you excited for that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
whoa. That was so cool. That when he first came on screen, I was like, no way, it's Black Christian. I can't remember how to say his name. Because that's the first time we ever hear his name spoken. So we got official confirmation on how the name's supposed to be said.
Now, do you know, I'm not familiar with the character. Is it just a comic book? I don't think he's in there.
He's from the comics.
He's not from any animated series, right?
No.
But super stoked to see that dude. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, and he has a really cool backstory. And he's worked with Boba Fett before. It's really cool.
Really? I was just, not disappointed, but I was a little off taken maybe about how the fight scene went. It's like, because to me, I think he could have done more damage, or he could have taken care of Boba Fett a lot quicker. But
yeah, that is true.
Unless they told him they wanted him alive, I don't know.
But I think the thing is, like, Wookiees tend to be very personal in their attacks. Like, yeah, he could have just shot Boba through the back to tank, but to get him out and like throw him around, and that's definitely way more personal. And it's also like the Wookiees, Han says you don't want to lose, you don't want to make a Wookiee lose, or whatever he says.
Yeah. But he's such a badass though.
Yeah.
I know. I like that.
I was so happy that he joined the team.
Yeah, because there's that respect for, I guess, a bounty hunter, right? That Boba has, that he just let him go. Yeah, and then he tore up those dudes in that bar later.
Yeah, but the Trandoshans grow arms back. It's fine. They're lizards.
Yeah. So joining the team, right? I guess Boba figures out that the Pikes aren't gonna back down, and they're planning to take over Tatooine, running spice, and so now he wants to make his team, right? He gets all these other bounty hunters, including the big black Wookiee, and then Fennec seeks out the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Where we have probably I think one of the most gruesomest kills.
Yeah.
When he goes into that meat locker or that meat plant.
He throws the guy on the...
It slices him in half.
I don't think we even saw something that violent in the Clone Wars.
That was pretty gruesome.
Like people got shot right in the face in the Clone Wars, but still, like seeing someone cut in half like that. Yeah.
And I so got a chub when the Mandalorian was trying to convince that dude to come with them, and he gave that sigh like, I can take you in cold, or whatever that line is. It's like, oh
yeah,
my God.
I can bring you in warm. I can bring you in cold. That's so good.
I was like, oh my God.
I really love that episode, and it just kind of it proved how these shows are all going to be combined. Like they're all leading up into the same thing. They're all just titles of different sections of the same story.
I am so down for it. I know it's coming in a couple months. What they say, May, but because Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's still in this same time frame. Am I wrong?
No, Obi-Wan Kenobi is before.
Oh shit, that's
it's
right.
Before the original trilogy. This
is after. This is after Jedi.
Yeah, 5 years. Mm. Well, probably about 6 now, but
you're right. I'm so wrong. Stupid.
Honestly, I hope that Kenobi isn't attached to this storyline at all, which is probably too much to ask for considering what I just said, but like that's the one series that I'm not too excited about.
What?
Yeah, I want to see a bunch of like really dope Force stuff with Obi-Wan Kenobi, like obviously like I don't know if you've watched the Lost Missions episodes of the Clone Wars, but when Yoda goes through the 3 trials of the Force, that's what I really want from Kenobi. I want to see the trials of the Force. I want to see him have to go through that, because that's what you have to go through to become a Force ghost.
Got you.
Because that's just the next like echelon of being connected to the Force.
All right, I jumped the gun. Back to Boba Fett. Did you how'd you feel about him using the Darksaber? I didn't think he was going to pull it out.
I was super surprised. I guess I like forgot that he had the Darksaber or something.
Yeah.
But like when he turned around and
I know.
That was so cool.
I kind of liked how he was like awkward with it. Like he didn't know how to use it. He cuts himself. It's like, I was like, what?
I love that. I love that he's just not instant, because he's not someone that's connected to the Force at all. He doesn't even know what the Force is. And so seeing someone like that, like wielding a lightsaber, which is something Jedi craft to get even closer and get stronger in the Force. And something that usually people that have to be knowledgeable about the Force have to use. It's like, it's so cool to see that he's not just like, oh, zoom, and slicing people up.
I don't remember. Is that something that they showed in the Clone Wars? Because it seemed like when he tried to use it was like heavy.
Yeah,
right?
I think that was in Rebels, when Kanan was training Sabine how to use the Darksaber.
And I wonder if is it just a Darksaber, or if there's anyone that's not a Jedi or not one with the Force using a regular lightsaber. They have that same
I
effect.
think it's just a regular lightsaber. Maybe it could just be the dark, but no, I think it is just any regular lightsaber. You need to be at least willing to open yourself to the Force to use properly. Right. Which we didn't really actually no, yeah, we did sort of through retconning, I guess we did sort of get that with the original trilogy with Luke. He like barely knew how to use it when he was going up against Vader, and then the next time we see him, he has his own lightsaber, and he's much more in tune with how to use it. Yeah, so yeah, it's just really cool.
I just like that how he was struggling with it.
Yeah,
even when he fought what's his name, right?
Paz Vizsla.
Oh, that was great.
That was so cool. I was dead set on like once Fennec Shan said that she knew where to get muscle or whatever, and the Mando theme played, I was dead set on, oh, it has to be like Paz Vizsla and some other Mandalorians, like another covert. But it wasn't. It was just Mando himself. But it was still cool to see Paz show up.
I didn't think that the one that forges all the weapons, I didn't think she made it, because I thought we saw her helmet in all the wreckage. Do you remember? Maybe it's just me.
No. She was the one that like guided all in the finale of The Mandalorian. She was the one that stopped all the stormtroopers from following.
All right, I'm
crew.
stupid then.
No, you're good.
That whole scene though, it's like after the fight, and then she tells him, she goes over the oath with him again, and it's like, man, so is he done with them?
My guess is that The Mandalorian season 3 is going to be about him redeeming himself as a Mandalorian. Well, sort of redeeming himself, but like I imagine we're going back to Mandalore in season 3 of The Mandalorian.
That would be dope.
Since we're in season 2.5 of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, you know what? Why didn't they just call this Mando season 3? They could have, and it probably would have been no different.
I think what I'm guessing is that, like I mentioned earlier, all of these Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau produced shows are going to just be sort of the same story that's just interconnected, and it's different sections of one story that all tie in together because the Force works in mysterious ways. And I'm guessing that the other shows down the line will be like this, like Ahsoka. We might see because Sabine is in Ahsoka, so it makes sense that she might even show up in The Mandalorian season 3 or something else. I know there was that Rangers of the New Republic that got canceled because Gina Carano was
Gina.
Yeah. I feel like people are expecting these shows just to be contained stories, but I don't think that's how any of it's going. As soon as The Mandalorian season 2 started, I was sure that this was just the beginning of some overarching story, and so far it's been mostly right.
I don't know if my buddy's coming on or not. Because we have to deal with wives, you know.
Right.
All right, let's just get into this last episode because wow, right? But before that, the episode before, when he asked the Forge lady to make him something for Grogu, and one thing, I didn't think he was going to give up the staff, right? But then, what she makes is so tiny. I was like, that staff was a lot of Beskar, right? You could have made him a whole, like I was picturing a whole Mando suit for him, which would have been awesome. What was your?
I think he would have looked a little goofy in like a full on Mando suit.
It would have been awesome though. But what was your first thought when he said, "Can you make me something for Grogu?" What did you think?
I was thinking it was going to be a helmet, and I'm glad that it wasn't a helmet because I just a Mandalorian helmet with the ears sticking out. I don't know. That seems just a little bit too goofy for my my sci-fi fantasy space opera.
I was at least hoping for like the chest armor or something, which would have been awesome.
But instead, he got Mithru. Oh wait, who is it that you do you not like? Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Oh my god! So you don't even get my joke?
No, chainmail. It's chainmail.
Yeah, chainmail. Yeah, not Mithru.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know what that is. Side tangent. Are you excited for that? Is it a new show or series coming out?
I don't know how to feel about it, honestly. It's a series that's gonna be on Amazon Prime.
Is it like a prequel or it's like I don't know what's going on with it.
I think it's a prequel to at least like the main trilogy. I don't know if it's before the Hobbit trilogy or what, but yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. A lot of the times I'm not too into prequel series, like, which is weird because one of my favorite things in Star Wars is the Clone Wars, which is a prequel series. Yeah. But like prequel series to stuff that's already like established, and most of the times it leads to a lot of retconning and like.
Because when we have a Game of Thrones prequel series coming out,
yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. I'm excited that it's gonna be the music is gonna be done by the same guy, but yeah, I don't know what else to think other than that.
All right. So this episode where we get this whole training thing with Grogu and Luke. By the way, Luke looks good.
Way better.
I mean,
he doesn't look perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does look way better.
In that last episode of Mandalorian, I mean, it was good, but you could still tell it was kind of fake. But this one looked really good.
And I believe it's because they hired a guy on YouTube that fixed the deep fake and the
really
VFX for that finale.
That's crazy.
Which, yeah, that's really cool, honestly.
They're like, hey, this guy's doing it better than we are.
And we're Lucasfilm. We should be top of the game.
Well, did you see that whole thing about how they did the deep fake with the with Luke, and they had like how they took like references from like pretty much everything Mark Hamill's done.
Yeah,
and yet someone still did it better.
I mean, that's how deepfakes works. Is they take images from all of like any kind of images, and they blend them together on people's face. It's honestly pretty scary because deepfake technology just keeps getting better and better. So I mean, it could lead to some really
it could lead to some bad stuff.
It could lead to some bad stuff. But for this, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it's still very obvious that it's CGI and deepfaked when he talks, because just the nature of how our mouth moves, it can't really be replicated like that.
It still looks good.
It does. It looks a ton better.
Did you get emotional when you kind of saw some of the stuff from Empire Strikes Back, where the whole training stuff with Yoda on his back?
I loved Luke telling Grogu about Yoda.
Yeah, do not try.
So cool. Yeah,
there is no try. Do
or do not. There is no try. It's just that is one of my favorite quotes from anything ever, and I'm just glad that they included it in that episode. And I was originally completely against seeing Luke and Grogu in this. Just completely against it.
I'm surprised we got it that soon. Like, I didn't think we were going to see it at all.
I'm glad that Mando didn't see Grogu. I hope that he doesn't see Grogu for a while.
It just seemed like it was so quick that he's already missing him, right? Think about that how you wish, but I really like this episode a lot. And I like how they left us on that cliffhanger, right? Where we talked about, or Stephen Ahsoka said if he sees you, he's done, right?
It'll only make it more difficult.
Pretty much he's done. But then Luke gives him the choice, right?
Yeah.
You want this cool lightsaber?
Lone cub and wolf.
You want this cool lightsaber, or you want this with
this Beskar chainmail?
I want to see him in both, but whatever.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be both. The answer is going to be both, because I imagine what this is leading to is Grogu being, they mentioned in the previous episode, Tar Vizsla, which is the Jedi Mandalorian that created the Darksaber. And so I'm assuming that Grogu is going to be the next Jedi Mandalorian, and he's going to both wield the Force and be a Jedi,
some
while
foreshadowing,
also being a Mandalorian. Yeah.
How badass was that? Was Yoda's lightsaber, and where did Luke have it this whole time?
So a lot of people in the comics, it was incinerated in on Coruscant after Order 66. But that in itself was a retcon of another thing, and I think in a different comic we see Yoda going around Dagobah, and in one panel we see some lightsaber stuff, but I'm not completely sure about
in
that.
The original series, original trilogy.
No. Just in a comic.
Oh.
It would have been like massive. I am one of the people that doesn't like Yoda using a lightsaber. I think the Clone Wars did it best, where we see him like use his lightsaber as more of a defensive tool rather than
right, because afterwards he still grabbed his cane, right?
Yeah, rather than the offensive tool we saw him use it as in Attack of the Clones, when he's doing flips and jumping at Count Dooku. Which, by the way,
it's still
Grogu
awesome.
Grogu jumping around really reminded me of that.
Oh man, that was such a good moment when you told him to jump and he couldn't even get off the ground.
I gotta be honest, seeing Grogu get shot is hilarious.
Oh yeah, by that training droid or probe.
Yeah, that was just funny. But yeah, I think that lightsaber, Yoda's lightsaber, was in Yoda's house on Dagobah, and Luke just found it and was like, "Hey, this must be his lightsaber."
A little lightsaber.
I'll take this. maybe I'll have a little student.
Yeah, that's awesome. When he pulled it out, I was like, "Oh my god!" I started getting chills. Because, man, if they show it to us, he's going to use it eventually.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got to.
That's absolutely what it's leading to.
Probably won't be till Mando season 3, but you never know.
I think maybe even further down the line. Because he's still basically like an infant.
Yeah, it's crazy.
that can do a bunch of Force stuff. But yeah, I think the entire training scene with Grogu and all of the Yoda stuff that Luke mentions and all of that was just incredible.
And I'm thinking he has to go to Mando though, right? Because I think the way Luke tells him that a short time for him is a lifetime for us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I honestly hope he doesn't go back to Mando. I want them to stay apart longer because like it still feels too soon to have them come back together.
Yeah. We need to bring in more characters.
Plus Mando's got to be free for the Mandalorian Civil War in Mando season 3.
There you
go. But yeah, I think a lot of people did not like this episode, but I think this episode is what Dave Filoni did in the previous show that came out, The Mandalorian season 2, when he directed and wrote that episode, with the episode where Ahsoka shows up. It felt like the same exact thing, balancing the two, the scum and villainy and also the Force stuff, two of the biggest aspects of Star Wars.
This was the quote unquote No Way Home episode. Pretty much.
I wouldn't go that far. Maybe
because we see all these characters that we were all excited for all up in one episode.
And that's the thing. Like, this is still just the tip of the iceberg.
So what episode was that? 6?
Yeah, that was 6.
And do you know what the series is? The 8?
7.
7?
Yeah. So next week or this week is
shit.
The finale.
Okay. Oh, okay. I hope we see some kind of interaction with Cad Bane then.
Oh, we're absolutely gonna see that. If there isn't, I don't even know what I'll do.
Because is it Rebels? I mean, Boba knows who Cad Bane is, right?
Yeah, the Clone Wars. Yeah, they were in prison at the same time, and there was supposed to be a story arc where we essentially saw Cad Bane taking on Boba as a more of a teenager at that age, and it was supposed to be Boba realizing, oh, Cad Bane really isn't a good father figure, and my father Django was way better. And it was supposed to end with a shootout between the two, which is how Boba gets the dent on his helmet. But that could still be, I hope we see that. I would love if the episode just starts with like a little scene of Boba and Cad.
Flashbacks again. Yes. Yeah. I would love that.
I would love that. But in the Bad Batch, we got hints of when we see Cad Bane in the Bad Batch, he has like a metal plate over the part of his head that would have been in line with Boba's pistol. So, I mean, it could be that Boba, oh yeah, that actually is a perfect point right there. Boba was wearing the armor, so he was protected. So, and Cad Bane is more experienced, so Cad Bane probably got Boba first. But Boba, in being hit, he also shot Cad Bane. So he could have just grazed past Cad Bane's head. Okay, I really hope that that's what happens, because that just got me really excited.
I never thought we would get Cad Bane live action.
Never in a million years.
That's why.
Because first of all, Duros, the species of alien that Cad Bane is, they look ridiculous in live action. Like, their heads are massive in live action.
That's what I'm saying. It looked good.
Exactly. And people are complaining. I keep going on about people complaining.
The shade of blue, I think, could have been a little darker, but he still looks good.
You know how I justify the shade of blue, at least so far? First of all, he was in the desert with like the super bright sun shining down on him. So that could be part of it, of why it seems so bright. And then the other part of it is he's old. People get paler as they get older. So
true.
He's really old, actually, considering like how experienced he was in the Clone Wars. He's got to be really old now.
So speaking of, Cad Bane, Ahsoka, we talked about Sabine coming back. Do you think we will ever get an Ezra?
Probably. I mean, probably. I'm not a huge fan of Rebels, and especially not Sabine, just because of how young she is and how much like there is in her experience. But I'm sure that we'll see Rebels characters in Ahsoka.
I'm excited for that. Cause like with Boba Fett, I want to know what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was him and Darth Vader that got shot off somewhere. Am I wrong?
You mean Ezra and Thrawn?
Thrawn. See, I'm all mixed up now. Yeah.
Yeah. They both just.
Because we're supposed to get a Thrawn too, though, aren't we?
Yeah, we're supposed to see Thrawn, which
in Ahsoka?
I'm excited. I hope that I think it's going to be Ahsoka, since her introductory episode in The Mandalorian was about her trying to find out where Grand Admiral Thrawn is. And I have a feeling that Grand Admiral Thrawn is behind most of the stuff we're seeing. Like he's sort of taken control of the empire.
Is it him that starts the New Order?
Probably. I'm just. This is all just speculation, but I hope so. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
And it would explain why in the sequels there's basically just no not the rebels. The resistance is so scared of the First Order. It's basically the same people that ran the Empire.
All right. You're right, Joe?
Yeah, my bad, man. I'm just getting set up.
All right.
Sorry.
We're talking a little Boba Fett.
I hear, man. Like I was actually watching some breakdowns of the last episode that came out. And well, I mean, I watched it myself, but I had never watched the Clone Wars or anything like that. So, when the new character came out, well, new live action character, was it Cad Bane?
Yeah.
I was just like, God damn, that dude looks so badass.
And he is a badass.
Yeah.
So Joe, this is Adam right here.
Hi, Joe.
The Urban Spidey. He's young, but he's knowledgeable.
Oh, I'm sure more
when it comes to, especially Star Wars. Especially Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I grew up with all the Star Wars and everything, but again, I didn't go back and you know, read the novelizations and stuff like that, or any of the books that came out. And while I've been told that I need to get into some of the cartoons and you know, the Attack of the Clone series and stuff like that, I've failed to go back and pick those up.
Well, Adam can give you a breakdown on which episodes to watch.
I'm sure.
I have made lists for people just based on who they are of which Clone Wars episodes to watch, because you don't need to watch all of them, but most of them are well worth watching.
Yeah, and I'm lucky to tell you, I'm a bit of a completist in that, like, even getting into old podcasts, I have to go back and listen to the origins and go from show one and try and catch up. That's how I met Lucky, and I went in and I got on his podcast and I started listening to his very first episodes.
Yeah. Throwing me off, asking me questions. Like, I don't remember what I said.
That was years ago.
But so we're kind of finishing up, or we're up to the last episode. But what did you think, or what do you think of the whole Boba Fett season so far? We got one episode left, according to Adam.
Is it one left?
Yeah.
Good Lord. Well, one of the things that I thought, like, in the beginning, I thought the first couple of episodes were a little slow. Like, they dragged a little bit. And I was just like, where, you know, it was almost running seemed very regular to me. Like, how to say it is that, you know, I didn't believe in Boba Fett. Like, he didn't, you know, I was like, you know, his movements look slow and stuff like that. But as the episodes wore on, and especially like this last one, like, I started liking the show more and more and more. And now that I hear it's coming to its last show, I'm like, oh my God, I want a little bit more than that.
Yeah, we talked about it. Like, he went through a change when he was in that Sarlacc, right? I think he even said it, right? That he changed, and
he came out a new person.
He's tired of working for these fools that he wants to
Get
work
him
for
killed.
himself. Yeah.
And that was the good thing too, right? Is because he's spent all his life being a bounty hunter, and now, you know, he can be the one to control the bounties, I guess.
Yeah, that I think that is one of the coolest aspects about Boba Fett now becoming a crime boss is he knows of he knows what it's like to be a bounty hunter. So the people that usually put bounties out or give bounty hunters jobs or hire bounty hunters, they don't know what it's like to be a bounty hunter. They've been rich forever. So like having Boba like just come up, take over. He knows what he's talking about. He knows exactly what jobs people will work on, and he knows which jobs are smart to take. And yeah, that's just so cool.
And like, I heard people talking about the last episode before I had seen it, and I was like, they got to be over exaggerating a little bit, right? It can't be that great. And then the last episode comes out with you know, Luke and you know, Grogu and Ahsoka, like, and then the Mando comes back, and it's awesome. Like, oh my God, is there, you know, I forget his name, but the Timothy Oliphant's character,
Cobb Vanth.
Yes, and he comes, and I mean, he starts off the episode. I like the Western feel of it. Like, that's one of the things I liked about The Mandalorian. Like, very Westerny. It almost reminds me of you know, the old Clint Eastwood shows.
Yeah.
Especially that standoff. You know, it was just awesome. So I hear it's like we're gonna see the standoff between Boba Fett and what's his name? Cad Bane. Cad Bane in the next episode.
Yeah,
I hope so.
So I just explained this to Lucky, but there was a unfinished scene from the Clone Wars where whoops, my laptop starts falling. Where Boba Fett and Cad Bane, they actually do have a shootout, and that's how Boba Fett gets his dent on his helmet.
Yes, and they've been highlighting that dent.
Yeah,
notice season, like
how
you've seen it
on all of the rest of his armor, all the dents are gone.
Yeah,
all the
except
dents
for that one
used to be there, they're all gone except for the helmet. So there has to be a reason for that. But I'm hoping that we see that scene recreated in a flashback, or yeah, just a flashback. And I hope that Cad Bane makes it out of this finale alive.
Yes,
because he's just so cool.
Right, like when he steps up and you just see the brim of, and it's totally old school Western.
It is exactly.
And I tell Lucky all the time, I play this Western game called Red Dead Redemption. So, and we're very much lacking in that as far as movies and shows today.
I agree wholly.
There's a good one that recently came out. I was talking to Luck about The Harder They Fall. Mm-hmm. That came out that was really good, but again, there's not a lot of Westerns out there. I mean, shit, we have to go back to Tombstone when we talk it. But like, it was very Western, that feel, and he has the brim of his hat down, and then he picks his head up, and you see those eyes, and oh my God, dude, I'm totally in.
And
his Cad Bane's inspiration, Dave Filoni, when he was drawing up Cad Bane way back in the Clone Wars, which was like, I think it was 2009 that he made his debut I think that was, but when Dave Filoni was thinking up Cad Bane, he took inspiration from, I can't remember the character. It is a character from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Not Clint Eastwood, but I can't remember the name. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name, but
right.
Yeah, it's really cool to see that basically recreated now in live action. I'm so glad that they used practical effects instead of CGI.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was just super excited because if you've, for people that have seen the Clone Wars, Cad Bane is probably the baddest bounty hunter there is, in my opinion.
He's so cool.
Yeah,
I agree that in terms of badassery, Cad Bane beats out Boba Fett. Just like no questions asked.
Hell yeah. I know he was probably my favorite character from the series.
He's definitely a really, really cool character.
Along with the pirate. What was his name?
Hondo Naka.
Yes. Hondo. Those two.
I love Hondo.
Those two are awesome. I wonder if we get a live action Hondo.
I really hope so. And because he is alive in canon, because he's at Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
He's like he's the main he's the guy that talks you through the Millennium Falcon ride.
Which I have yet to go to.
Well, they talk about there's more coming, right? Is there another Mando season coming?
Yeah, Mando season 3. I'm not sure when it'll come out. I think probably this year though.
And they have another new show coming, right?
Yeah.
They have
next is Obi-Wan.
Yeah, next is Obi-Wan. We're also more animated series, The Bad Batch season 2.
I didn't finish season 1. I saw most of it.
That's understandable. It's a little rough. But just like seeing all of these characters that I grew up with watching the Clone Wars, seeing them now represented on live action Star Wars shows, that's so cool to me. And it's really weird because I don't really think there's been anything like that. There's nothing really to compare to other than maybe like Marvel with their with comics, but it's not the same.
It's not the same
continuity.
No.
But I don't know if you ever seen any of the Rebels, Star Wars Rebels show, Joe, but I'm excited. I want to see more of those characters. I talked about Ezra. I wouldn't mind seeing Hera and the kid that they had. Zeb would be awesome to see. I don't know. That's just me.
I would definitely love to see Hera. She was in Star Wars Squadrons, which is a video game that was released 2 years ago. Now I think
because we see the ghost in
Rogue
One.
In Rogue One,
yeah,
and in The Rise of Skywalker, I think.
On that last scene.
Yeah, when all the ships come, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it would be really cool to see Hera in live action. Her being one of the only characters I like from Rebels.
Okay.
Yeah, I never caught Rebels either, but I mean the cool thing is it's all on Disney Plus now, right? Like
yeah.
You can pick up,
watch everything.
I talking to friends about it, and I don't know about the way they feel about the show. It's like, I mean, you can imagine anybody doing this, but I mean, we're getting to see it play out, all these different stories with Star Wars characters. I mean, as people that were into it, you know, from a long time ago before we had all of this, it's like, what more could you want? You know?
That's why I don't understand all the haters. It's like,
yeah, no, this is great. Like you're getting to see Boba Fett do, you know, different shit that we could only imagine back in the day. You know, that we only could do like when we played with our Star Wars figures, which I didn't have too many, but
Adam does. Adam does.
I have too many. I have way too many.
Pretty soon we're gonna see Adam as Boba Fett. He's putting together a costume.
Got the helmet right here.
Oh, you need to get the dent in it?
It's already there.
It's there?
Yeah.
Okay. That is so badass.
It is really cool. I feel like a badass when I put it on.
What else we got going on besides Star Wars, Joe? What do you want to talk about?
I mean, I know it's February, but I mean March, man. We got the Batman coming out.
And we talked a little bit about that.
Excited. Like
tickets go on sale on the 10th.
I mean, I'm excited even for the like it's almost gonna be 3 hours, they said.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know, we're watching the preview the other day and my wife says, oh, I'm going to see that with you, because like usually me and the boys go see on the premiere night, we go by ourselves, but she's like, nah. And then she goes, how long is it? No.
Hey, so get this, Joe. Get this. Adam here. He's not a big fan of the Nolan movies.
Oh, what?
I just don't like them too much. Like I can understand the appeal of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just they're not for me.
Which is surprising because he's a younger kid. So, I'm sorry, not kid. He's younger than us.
I mean, yeah.
But to me, I would think your generation, Adam, like Bale would be your guys' Batman.
Oh no, for a lot of people it is.
Yeah.
I personally don't really have a live action Batman, so I'm really, really, really hoping for the Batman to be the defining Batman movie. I hope it
the Pattinson.
Yes,
Batman.
Like as I like to call him, Robat Bat.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I'm really, because I really like Robert Pattinson as an actor, and just the tone of the movie, I'm really digging it so far.
Yeah, because Adam always recommends these movies with Robert Pattinson in them, but nobody listens to him. It's kind of an ongoing joke, but
Well, it's not. I mean, I've seen all the stuff minus the Twilight movies. Okay, I hear is you know,
the Twilight movies are
nobody likes
there's
them.
something else. There's something else.
I remember being like feeling so out of it because one day, you know, my wife and I walk into Hot Topic and there's this big line of people and they're like fucking cramming and like talking about Team Edward or Team Jacob, and I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, I had no clue. Like, I was like, oh my god! And it was just this thing that came out. But I mean, if you've seen him, like, I mean, the movie he made with Dafoe, the Lighthouse, right? Oh my god! Like, I mean, this dude can act his ass off. I liked him. There's this movie that it didn't do too well. About, you know, The Lost Legend of Z or something like that, where he goes and it's an old story about, you know, some treasure hunters that get lost in the Congo or something, and he's in that, and he's a badass actor, you know, like beyond everything. So everything that I've seen in the movie, like, look, I know you don't like that they've released so much stuff in the trailers and stuff, and then I saw that they released like 2 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
And I was like, oh, he's gonna be so pissed off, man. I'm so sorry. But it's good. Like, look at Pattinson's face in that scene, and he don't talk very much, but you can see everything in the way he acts in that scene, and I'm like, it just makes you so much more excited for what's gonna come.
Yep. I didn't watch that because I don't want to take in too much, but I'm down. I'm ready. I've always said he was a good actor, and I'm definitely Team Edward now.
Oh my god, I can't.
You know, I gotta admit, I just watched the Twilight movies for the first time, like I think like July last year. I think I'm Team Edward.
No,
I like he's terrible in those movies, but that's what makes him lovable.
I don't like, and then you know who's in those movies that I love is Anna Kendrick. So I mean, I guess I gotta give him a view every one time. I do it for my wife.
Right.
But I mean, Colin Farrell is gonna be in the movie as the Penguin. I mean, he doesn't look like Colin Farrell, but he looks awesome. I don't know. It's gonna be good, but there's a lot coming out of it too. I think HBO Max is releasing almost like a prequel to it, where it's a show about Gotham City. So I mean, dude, just think about all the stuff that's coming out and everything that's there, and it's stuff for us. Like it's we could have never imagined in the freaking 90s or in the 2000s that, you know, stuff like this oriented towards us was going to come out and there'd be all this stuff. But everything that's coming out, I mean, Multitude of Madness comes out soon.
If you would have told me Edward was going to be our next Batman, I would have said, no, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Sparkly Edward, yeah. I mean, just as long as Jacob's not Robin.
That would be so awesome.
That would be.
Or like years down the line, they do like a Hush thing, and that dude's playing him. That'd be awesome.
Did you think they put him in the role because, you know, vampire, bats, Batman? I don't know.
Awesome.
You know, do you think he probably thought like, I can't do this? Like, you know, people are gonna make that you know, connection.
Yeah, screw it. I take the money. Let's do this.
Well, I mean, you take that role, and before it's like, yeah, you're doing another superhero role, but I mean, you know, people are getting Oscars for it now, you know.
Yeah.
You got 2 Jokers with an Oscar.
Yeah. We were talking about that too. They're talking about already Joaquin being in Joker 2. I don't know where they're going to go with it. Like, what is it going to be about? Because Bruce Wayne is a kid. I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's another thing I saw that too, and I like it because I like all the information, but I was like, man, look, he's gonna hate this. Is they released a prequel novel to the Batman.
Really?
Yeah. So there's a novel, and I think it tracks him from a kid to when he's building the Batmobile to his first year as Batman, and then it leads into the movie.
I think I can understand having a novel set before the movie, because they're considering how long the rumored runtime is, like having all of that set up. Plus, we've seen Batman's origin story
so
many times.
We don't need it.
Yeah. I hope that is the point behind having that novel, and it's sort of not in the movie.
Yeah, we don't need it. Just like we don't need any more Spider-Man origin stories. If they do Fantastic Four, I don't want to see an origin. Just put them out there. You know what I mean?
Just have them show up.
Yeah.
They were in the quantum realm, whatever.
Everybody knows.
They brought him in.
Oh, maybe they should do that, right? In the new Doctor Strange, they should show clips or glimpses of the old Fantastic Four movies.
I mean, there's rumors that the
right, like Tony Stark, Iron Man.
I can't remember the guy's name. The guy that played Reid Richards.
John Krasinski.
No. But there are rumors of John Krasinski being Reid Richards.
There's a rumor that he's going to be Reid Richards as kind of an alternate universe Fantastic Four.
What I was hearing is that the original Reid Richards from the early 2000s,
Jessica Alba.
Actually, I don't think. I think it's just Reid Richards. It'd be funny to get Jessica Alba back,
or even what's his name, Captain America. He was Johnny Stark.
Right,
yeah, that would be really cool.
I mean, yeah.
I want to see him look at his ass and be like, "That's not America's ass."
I'm excited for that movie, but I'm also just I don't know. It feels like it might be a little bit too just, hey, remember all these things that happened or were supposed to happen, like with the Tom Cruise as Tony Stark.
Yeah. I can see, but you can see that happening, right? With the success of
absolutely.
the Spider-Man, like in every universe now, we may see something like that.
But
I'm
hoping more than just like glimpses, like in the background as things are happening, kind of like how they saw all the other characters coming in.
Yeah.
Something like that, you know what I mean? Just in the background, glimpses of them.
I don't want it to be like super in your face. Like,
yeah.
Remember this? This was the Fantastic Four, and oh look, it's Wesley Snipes.
Ooh, yes.
And here's Michael Jackson as Spider-Man.
Nice.
We're going back.
Oh, or what was the meme? I don't know if you ever seen this movie, Adam. Richard Pryor, the toy. Did you ever see that?
Oh yeah.
There's a part in that movie where he has a Spider-Man outfit on. I was like, oh, they should throw Richard Pryor in there too.
Like he has Spider-Man PJs, right? Yeah. I know. I'm pretty sure. I always had the Superman one, right? The Superman set as a kid, but I'm pretty sure I had Spider-Man too. When I used to play, with my toys or action figures back in the day, it was those Spider-Man, but I always had Doom going against Spider-Man. Now, I mean, we always talk about it like, the next Doom has to be a badass.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. It's like,
all right. Like,
I know we've all talked about it before. I mean, heard talks about like John Hamm, but he's old already. It's like we need someone.
He's past
young and cool.
Prime for that.
Someone upcoming.
And it's weird. When I think of like who would I cast as Dr. Doom, I really can't think of anyone. At least not right now.
Because
it's kind of strange.
I think we're just in a weird time. Because we're in the age of reboots and remakes and stuff. It's like we're still leaning on these older actors, older people. Where a lot of these newer people aren't really standing out, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Hey, so I was thinking is like, how did these other actors that were in the Spider-Man movies and didn't die, but like they're like, hey man, where was my callback? Topher Grace is at home like, hey, I didn't get that Venom spot.
I know I saw something about Kirsten Dunst said she wouldn't mind reprising her role, but like, have you seen her lately? She's not looking too hot.
Yeah, I think for a lot of them, I think they did try to reach out to Kirsten Dunst, and this is all just rumors that I heard, so it could just be complete just bull crap. But they at least reached out to Kirsten Dunst, I think. But I'm happy that they sort of they managed to cut out Topher Grace,
right?
His Venom, because he wasn't the best.
It almost seems like they do that, right? Like I liked the fact that like I think it was in Infinity War where they went back, or was it it was Infinity War where they went back to Thor 2, right? And made that even much more relevant when a lot of people would say like Thor 2 was the worst one or stuff like that. I like that they do that,
Yeah, it's something that they have they have the ability to go back to stuff that honestly, some of the stuff isn't that great, and they can retrospectively like just look back at it and comment on it in the current state that they're in. It's weird because there's been nothing like that.
Yeah, and I like too that people are giving Andrew Garfield more of his props now. I mean, even though we all wanted that Amazing Spider-Man Part 3. I mean, I loved Emma Stone in it and everything. His Goblin wasn't that great, but everything else. I mean, Paul Giamatti. I mean, I wanted to see more Rhino.
As long as they don't call Bryce Dallas Howard, she needs to stick with directing episodes of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Is she directing?
Yeah. She directed the previous episode of the Book of Boba Fett and one episode in both seasons of The Mandalorian.
Badass. I didn't know that. And she wasn't in them at all.
No.
Nah.
Damn it.
I'm sure she got help from her daddy though. With her daddy taking over Solo.
Yeah, that's true. Wrote her in a couple.
What else you excited for, Joe, coming up?
I mean the new Doctor Strange and where that's gonna go. With Wanda. But I don't know, man. Like it seems like what else is coming out? Like everything. I want to see some new stuff.
Thor: Love and Thunder. Was
that this year?
I can't. Yeah, that's this year. I can't remember when though. I think it's probably in the later half of the year, but
is that going to be Taika Waititi also?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think we can talk about did y'all talk about the Peacemaker?
Oh,
right.
This show is bizarre. I mean, the opening scene is just straight nonsense, but people like it. It's so weird.
I love it.
I never skip through that intro.
It's so good. It's so goofy, and it's just.
And it sets the
DC needs to lean into that
for the show.
It's only because it's James Gunn, though.
Yeah, but like that's what they need to do. There are so many in the the previous episode of Peacemaker, they reference one of my absolute favorite wacky DC characters, Matter Eater Lad. Like, and then in the Suicide Squad, arm fall off boy, like that's so cool, and they need to really go heavy into that stuff.
I like how he's mentioning all these off characters. Like, I think it was this last one. He mentions Kite Guy.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, that's so awesome.
Because for one, it says that they're out there, right? Like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me. I do want to talk Peacemaker, but let me go back to this real quick. In in the Batman novel, the prequel to the Batman, and in the novel, it talks about a person going to Metropolis to work for LexCorp. So it's putting that shit out there,
setting things up.
Yep. But okay, yeah. Dude, like James Gunn just can't do no wrong right now, and he's directing Guardians again.
Yeah.
He's actually directing the new Guardians right now, like while he's doing press for the Peacemaker.
And this whole Peacemaker show, and I got to be honest, I'm not a huge wrestling fan. Like, I never saw John Cena wrestle, whatever. And I don't think he's a really good actor, but I can't keep my eyes off of this show.
That's what makes him so perfect for this role specifically.
It's so crazy
playing a big goofy guy.
But then and two, you saw some emotion from him, like that episode where it ends with him, singing there and he's all, his dad just told him that, he wasn't his favorite and he never liked him. His brother was the favorite, and he's just, that dude's going through some shit. And
definitely a different character, or he went through some changes from the Suicide Squad to now.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad, he didn't give a damn, right? But, yeah.
And I love that they use the Peacemaker killing Rick Flag as just sort of the inciting incident that sets him down this path of basically like realizing like I can't live in the shadow of my dad.
Right.
I can't keep trying to impress my dad when he's never going to be impressed.
Yeah. And dude, the dad himself, I can't think of the actor's name right now. But I mean, he's just perfect for that fucking role.
He always plays an asshole, right?
He is killing it, man. Like, I'm like, God damn. And then, okay, but then you think about the intro again, and he's there doing the dance. Everyone's so serious during the dance. It's it's like.
Are you familiar with that character though, Adam? The White Dragon.
The White Dragon. I have no clue who the White Dragon is.
He looks badass with the suit on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like I've heard again, and this is looking back after the show came out, but that he's he was a supremacist, but he is a weapons maker and stuff like that, and he is the one that provides the Peacemaker with all his weapons.
Yeah. He goes into that secret room. Just just huge all of a sudden.
Dimension room or whatever he said.
Yeah, it's all huge.
That is really cool.
And I'm really liking the Vigilante. He's funny as fuck. The acting all around is fucking good. Like, I mean, it's good stuff. Like the I can't think of his name. But the guy that drives the RV into the what you call it, and
Diebeard. Oh wait, no.
where he kills the fucking gorilla with the chainsaw.
Yeah.
He's like, I told you it'd be cool.
He's like, I'm a total badass.
Dude, you stole my thing.
Fucking, it's all around all good, man. Like, they're. I want to see more of James Gunn's influence in the DC universe.
I don't know if I picked up on it, but what do you think Amanda Waller's plan is? I mean, she had her daughter plant that diary for some reason. I don't know.
I know it's strange, but I mean, I like the daughter's character in this.
Oh yeah, she's cool. She definitely.
She's fucking killing it too. I don't know, but it just, how much more do we got coming out? Y'all know?
I don't know. I haven't heard how many episodes it's gonna have.
I don't know.
My guess is 10, because that usually seems to be around the HBO series length.
Yeah.
But
And I think Gunn said Gunn directed the first 2, and I think the final. So, I mean, I don't know. It's crazy to see where they're gonna go, but I bet they go big, man. We get a maybe a bigger name reveal at the end.
It's definitely something going down with the White Dragon.
Yeah,
I want to see that confrontation. Peacemaker and his dad.
And it's even like the fucking neighbor. That's a pain in the ass. I think they brought up.
He's in the opening scene too, right?
So he brings up the different Batman villains to him. I think you pop for like every little villain that they mention on that, man. It's so great. And I was a wrestling fan, and I do, I think John Cena's a total badass, but he's a good dude, man. Like he does a lot of that Make-A-Wish stuff like that, and busts his ass, and all these. So I'm glad to see him getting some fucking some dues.
I think the craziest thing about the show is that he has a pet eagle.
Oh fuck!
Eagly, who is voiced by the guy that voices all of the clones in the Clone Wars.
Yes.
There you go. Full circle. We're coming back around.
That's just ridiculous. I love D. Bradley Baker. He is one of my favorite voice actors.
But when like the eagle like gives him a hug, I'm like, what is going on here?
Daddy's hugging me. Dad,
get my phone, Dad.
You've never done this before. I like I mean, even in the intro again, when he lands and they could have did it all perfect because it's all CGI anyway, right? But he does that little thing where he messes up and everyone's just like holding still right there. That's great.
And then he like holding that little guy. What is like jujitsu or whatever the guy's name is?
Judo master.
Judo master.
Yeah.
Again, another ridiculous DC character that like
this is a little tiny guy.
I love that. I love that James Gunn is just using just the most just insane characters that you could like nowadays. There's no possible way to take them serious. So why not treat them that way? It's just perfect.
It's so awesome.
It's like WWE had its Royal Rumble, and people were like, man, if John Cena came out in his Peacemaker outfit and just kicked people's ass, that'd be so fucking great.
You into wrestling at all, Adam?
No, I that was something that missed me. All my friends were into wrestling, and
you're not missing anything.
I just had no interest.
I watch. I still do, but it was a thing. Like I grew up watching it, right? Like I'd go to the shows here, or during the '90s. It was real big time, and then I got off of it. Like, and then I had kids, and they liked it, so I started watching with them again. and then they stopped liking it, and it's just been me again.
That's all right.
But going back to the Dark Knight series with the Nolan, I can understand like that wasn't a very kid-friendly movie. Though I mean that's one of the criticisms about those is that they weren't very kid-friendly at the time. I mean, it was more for us, but Luck didn't like them either. So
do we know what those are rated? Because I'm surprised.
PG-13.
Because I'm surprised the Batman got a PG-13 rating. I was hoping for rated R, but I don't know.
Yeah, but then again, you can do some really. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see some really good fights, and Batman just like we got in the first trailer. Batman just pummeling that dude.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But
you can still do a lot and get away with it.
Yeah, because right away in that first trailer, when he says, "I'm vengeance," everyone fucking fell in love with Pattinson. Like, okay, that's good.
You broke up, but I got you.
Oh, yeah, like that first trailer with Pattinson when he comes up and he says, "I am vengeance." That's I think we all needed that.
Yep, that sold me right there.
Yeah. It was really refreshing after Batflick was very just disappointing for the most part.
You know, it's something dumb. It's something dumb, but I liked it when I saw it in that trailer. Is that when he didn't have the mask on, he had like the black around his eyes. They never show that in any other Batman movie, even though it's there. You know what I mean?
You can see it.
Yeah. I thought that was cool.
That's why there's always a cut from like behind whenever we see Batman taking the cowl off. It's always a cut from behind to the forward shot because he needs to take it off.
I want to see the black makeup. Black face paint, whatever it is.
It's really cool. And again, if you think about it, that's also sort of leaning into the more like goofy aspects of the comics. Like all of the other ones we see no makeup because that sort of ruins the realism. And that's something that people really want with DC, but like having him take it off and it's still just covered with makeup. In my opinion, that is way more realistic than
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I dig
it just makes it's just a little detail that makes it so much better.
Like I said it since that first trailer. It's like I like how it's more raw, it's more real. I'm sure there's gonna be gadgets or whatever, but they're not the fancy gadgets. They're not everything that Bale had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're I don't know what the word I'm looking for. They're more raw. They're more
like
primitive, right?
Like, you look at his Batmobile. Again, they talk about it in the novel. He built it when he was like 16 because he was trying to build like a street racer. And it kind of talks about like he wouldn't feel good to just use his millions to go buy the fastest car on available. He wanted to build it himself. So talks about him being in school and finding school boring except for chemistry and something like that. So it kind of gives a background to where Bruce Wayne or where Batman came up with, like some of the stuff that he builds in his cave and in his lab, the smoke bombs and stuff like that.
That is so cool because that is something that is really not been shown with any interpretation of Batman is the Bruce Wayne side of things, because he's Bruce Wayne just as much as he is Batman. And like even the animated like movies, like we really don't see too much like Bruce Wayne stuff. It's always just Batman, Batman, Batman. There's no, we only see Bruce Wayne when it's some like party that he's attending that he needs to go to get evidence or whatever.
That's another thing I like watching these trailers. When we see him as Bruce Wayne, or if we talk about other movies and shows, when he's Bruce Wayne, he's all like cleaned up. He looks rich, right? When they show Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne, he looks rough. Like he
looks like he's a wreck, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't explain it, but he doesn't look rich or look like a Bruce Wayne, quote unquote. Yeah. He just looks like he's broken, pretty much.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He's just going with it.
Well, and they talk about it in the thing is that he personally worked himself out to not be bulky. Like he doesn't work out to bulk. He works out to be fit and he works on his speed so that he's faster and I guess more agile. He's not going for the big Ben Affleck Batman. You know, it's more the sleek Batman, which I've always liked too.
Yeah, I remember a lot of people just using that to like be like, oh, he's gonna be the worst Batman ever. Just the fact that he didn't build up a ton of muscle to play Batman.
Yeah.
And so it talks about Alfred raising him and making him take ninjutsu classes or jujitsu classes, and he work every morning, and that he hated him at first, and it really helped him to be stronger, I guess, in the end. But it was more of a self-defense as a reaction to like he doesn't want what happened to his parents to happen to him.
That's usually what we get when you're on, Adam, but yeah, so I'm super excited. I'm gonna try to get in my tickets when they go on sale Thursday. If you want to try to watch together, Joe, let me know. We'll watch it somewhere.
I mean, I used to go to this city base that's over here.
City base?
It's in the hood, but they sell Mexican candy. And there's a bar in there.
That's awesome. Is there anything like that over there, Adam? Adam lives in Maryland, right?
Baltimore, Maryland, yeah.
The Wire.
Yeah, they filmed The Wire, I think, in his hood.
Yeah.
So.
No, I don't think there's anything like that here. There's not too many theaters here, surprisingly.
Because they're gonna get shut up.
Yeah.
Are you surprised that they're not offering it on HBO Max? I think this is the first one, or I could be wrong, that they're not going to be offering it on HBO Max at the same time it's on the theaters.
Oh, no. I mean, you look at the amount of publicity we're getting behind it right now. You're on your phone, there's spots that come up on everywhere, on Snapchat, on Facebook, on YouTube, that just come up for the Batman right now. So they're promoting the hell out of it. So I wasn't surprised at all.
It will be on HBO Max 45 days after the release, which is really soon. But I mean, it's also what Disney Plus is doing. Well, actually, except for both Shang-Chi and Eternals when it went to 70 days. But yeah, I'm not too surprised because this movie, it's been in production for a very long time.
Because we were supposed to get it last year. Am I wrong?
Yeah, originally we were supposed to get it last year, October last year.
I mean, you think about it, the first tapes were in the in that DC special 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The fandom.
Man, fandom. Wow, that was 2 years ago. That just hit me. Yeah, so it makes sense that they need to release it in theaters to at least get some of that money back.
I think they had a couple of COVID shutdowns. I mean,
a lot of COVID shutdowns.
Yeah, so
especially because they were filming in England, so there were really like no rules about it over there.
So I'm crossing my fingers that it lives up to the hype. I think it will, or I hope so.
Yeah, I mean this dude. I mean, he did the Planet of the Apes, right?
Yeah,
he worked in that franchise first, and I love those movies. So, and he seems like all the interviews with him and stuff. He seems so into it, and I guess knowledgeable about the stuff. Like you can tell there's a lot of care and everything that's going into it. So
that's what sold me on the movie is that fandom when he introduced the movie, and you could tell that Matt Reeves, he really, really cared about making this movie. So I'm sure it'll be amazing, even if it's not like everything that I want in a Batman movie, which at this point I don't even know what I want in a Batman movie. But
right.
I feel like from what he said, he really understands the character of Batman and Bruce Wayne. He's not just this millionaire that just dresses up like a bat and has a bunch of cool gadgets and punches people really hard. There's more to the character than that, and it really seems like he gets it.
Yeah, so the Riddler character.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. It's been getting a lot of heat. I like it.
The design.
Yeah, I mean
the costume design.
I think it goes along with the more raw kind of look at this movie, because it would be silly to see him in the Jim Carrey outfit. You know what I mean? It doesn't go with this style. So I like it. He's got the one question mark on there. It's like, that's fine.
It really feels like just something someone threw on to keep their identity from being seen. It doesn't feel like this costume that's like supposed to be like this big elaborate like suit.
And you're supposed to be unknown, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to be
it feels like
neon green. Hey, look at me.
Yeah, it feels like he just like pulled stuff out of his closet and just put it on to keep his face from being seen.
What do you think, Joe?
Well, in the novel, they go into the background, and he turns out to be a kid that when I guess Bruce Wayne was around 8 or 9, his parents actually gave up their mansion to become an orphanage for the youth of Gotham. Well, the Riddler happened to be one of those kids that grew up in that orphanage and grew to hate Bruce Wayne, grow up hating Bruce Wayne. When he grew up in that house, and I guess the story was a lot of the kids in the orphanage hated Bruce Wayne because they said, he grew up in this big old house by himself, and just seeing how privileged he was. And also there was this big painting that was left in the house of the Waynes and Bruce Wayne. So every day those kids grew up looking at that painting of Bruce Wayne and how he grew up in that mansion. And so that started a lot of the hate for that man, or for Bruce Wayne. Now it goes into him growing out of the orphanage and becoming a DoorDash driver to earn money to go to school. And like I said, Bruce Wayne, when he was younger, built the Batmobile more for speed because he was a street racer. And during one of these street races is when the Riddler in his bike or something gets hit by one of the street racers, and it kind of leads to him hating Bruce Wayne more. So it starts this trend of him going after Bruce Wayne, and ends up in him being the Riddler. But it's they give him the whole background, and it's pretty crazy, man. Like, it's good, but it shows how he becomes a forensic analyst, and because of his love of patterns and numbers and the way they go together. And again, it's the origins of the Riddler. It's pretty crazy.
Are we assuming that the Riddler knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman?
It seems that way. Even if you see in the that scene, that funeral scene, they show him standing there and he's looking down. I mean, it could be that he's looking at Bruce Wayne, I don't know, but it seems that way.
I feel like it would be really cool if we get to see Riddler figuring out that Bruce Wayne is Batman in the movie, and if we could understand, like, this is actually, like, it's basically just seeing all of the pieces come together.
It's almost like
that would be really cool.
He's getting killing two birds with one stone. Like, he has this hatred, I guess, for Bruce Wayne, and then he's like, "Oh, you were Batman too? Oh, 2 for 1."
Yeah.
So my first deal was he went after the orange that he grew up in, and that was his first, I guess, big deal.
Hey, you're breaking up pretty bad, man.
Damn it!
It's all right. We're used to it with Adam.
Yeah, usually I'm the one sounding like a robot.
Yeah, you're doing good tonight.
Weirdly.
Is there anything you want to bring up, Adam? Anything you're excited for coming up or anything?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are really into anime, but I've been watching 2 animes that are currently going right now. One of which is Demon Slayer Season 2, and the other one is Attack on Titan Season 4. And both of them have been incredible so far.
And the later seasons of Titan, it's hard to follow for me. There's so much stuff going on.
Yeah. It's really, really cool how there's all of this stuff going on, but it all leads into one thing. And this final season, this last part of the final season, I've really been enjoying it. I know a lot of people didn't like the way the manga ended. So I don't know if they're changing it. It seems like they're not changing it from what I know about the ending of the manga. But I've been really enjoying it so far. I don't know if there's like people that maybe it's better in animation, or maybe it's like really badly done in the manga. But yeah, but Demon Slayer, I think I find myself really liking this season of Demon Slayer more than I'm enjoying this final season of Attack on Titan. Granted, I think there's actually the next episode of Demon Slayer is the final episode for the season.
Do they have any
and then
dubbed episodes yet? Because I don't like reading.
They wait, maybe they don't have dubbed episodes yet. I don't think they have dubbed yet. So
I enjoyed the first season and the movie. You watched the movie?
Oh yeah, I watched the movie.
Yeah,
the first
crying.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I absolutely.
If you were into it, Joe, you'd be crying at that movie.
I'm sure.
That the movie, I had to cry again because the first story arc of the second season is the movie, but with even more context. And we get to like the character that dies even more. It's just it's so good and so well done.
Yeah,
I definitely think it is. It definitely rose to one of my favorite animes that I've ever watched.
Yeah, if you ever get into any anime, Joe, Demon Slayers, it's up there, man.
That's the one that I keep hearing. You know what's crazy is there's a couple of apps now. It's like I think the Pluto, and I'm sure the Pluto does, but it has like 4 or 5 anime channels that just run anime all day. I think it's pretty badass. I mean, and it's not. I mean, it doesn't cost anything, so it's free out there. It's like, God damn it, we grew up with like 5 channels.
Yeah, back in the day, Adam wouldn't know that, but yeah.
No, I made it out. I made it to the modern era just in time.
Because I think the internet was already a thing when you were born. I think.
Probably 1999. Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn, I was graduating.
Shut up! I graduated in '96. Shut up. What else you got, Adam? Anything else?
No, I think that's it. I can't really think of anything. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting.
Are we ever gonna get any more episodes of your show?
The podcasting League of Super Acquaintances?
Yes. Or is that on hiatus too?
I don't know. We have had ideas, but we've never acted on them because one of the things that is very tedious about making that podcast is I really love doing a ton of edits, but that requires a ton of work, especially when it goes on for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And you're already cutting it down to a 3 hour, or from 3 hours to 2.5 hours.
Joe likes our show because all he does is just come on and talk, and then it just magically appears.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, when's our show coming out? It's awesome.
What about you, Joe? Before we close things down, anything else you want to bring up for today?
Sorry, I always remember things after we've moved on. I'm sorry, Joe.
Mm-hmm. No, you're good.
Go ahead, Adam.
I gave in to Nintendo I'd started playing a game that I've wanted to play my entire life. And that's because Nintendo released an N64 emulator on the Switch.
So what game we talking about? GoldenEye?
No. We're talking about The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh, that's a great one.
And that is how I found out about Zelda, because of the music specifically. And I'm really having fun with it so far. I've only been playing it for like a day, and I only just got past the tutorial stage, but
it's a good one.
It is so fun.
Aside from the original, I think that's probably number 2.
I mean, so far, it hasn't beat Breath of the Wild for me.
I have that game. I have yet to play it. I just don't have time. But
Breath of the Wild is just, it's on another level.
The original, you had to have some skills and where all the
I tried playing
secret rooms.
Multiple times.
You got to burn this bush and
Ocarina is really fun though. And it's so weird how I have known all of the music, or basically all of the music from Ocarina of Time, since I don't know how old I was, probably 12, 13. But like whenever it was that I discovered music from Ocarina of Time, I've just had all of these tracks in my brain, and it's weird playing the game and then hearing the track, and it's like, oh, cool.
There it is.
Finally, I'm putting these things together.
What about you, Joe? You got any memories of playing Zelda?
Not so much Zelda, but I wanted to talk to y'all about. Have you seen the previews to Uncharted coming out?
Oh, that's coming out this month. I think in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. And then the Halo movie is coming out, or show.
That is a series.
What other games would you guys want to see out there converted to movies? What it seems like, I mean, Uncharted looks unreal. It looks like it's probably going to do some money. And if they start getting these video game movies right, we're going to start seeing some more.
I'm excited for Uncharted just because I like the games. I know you don't have a PlayStation, Joe, but
no.
I enjoy those games, and we kind of talked about it a little bit before. I just hope it's good and they don't do what they did with Assassin's Creed, because I love Assassin's Creed, and that movie sucked ass.
Yeah.
And
I don't know how you feel, Adam. It's like, why do you have to change things? It's like, just go along with the story that they're telling in the games. Why you got to change things up?
I think that some changes, like pretty minor changes, obviously, like all the quests and stuff like that, those are changes that should be made, because sitting through something like that is just,
but there's still
not a movie.
The story. There's still the underlying story, right? I think.
Yeah, there's still the story that you can follow, but I think Assassin's Creed would be really good as a series.
Yeah.
But
going on different missions and stuff.
It'll never happen. Yeah. It'll absolutely never happen.
After the movie bombed,
Yeah.
This is sort of going back to what you were talking about earlier, Joe. I would love to see Red Dead Redemption like a series. I tend to prefer series now more than movies, because there's just so much more story that you can tell, and you get so much more attached to the characters.
I started watching 1883 because somebody said that you would get Red Dead Redemption feels from it. So I just started that, but I really like. Yeah, I'm on board for that, man. Like the whole story. I mean, the story plays as a movie itself, but I beat the game at least 2 times and going back for a third. So yeah, I'm into it.
That'd be awesome. I don't know if I played enough recent games to throw something out there.
Super Mario Brothers movie.
You know what?
I think is actually being made.
Yeah, but it's animated. It's animated.
Yeah.
But that I think I mentioned that before. That would be the ultimate redemption movie, quote unquote. To redo a live action Super Mario.
Yeah.
Because as bad as that movie is, with John Leguizamo, I mean, I still kind of like it. I found myself picking up the figures. I got Mario, Luigi, and one of the Goombas. Oh,
you mean Mario, and Luigi Mario?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mario Brothers.
It's weird because I don't think Nintendo games really lend themselves to being made into movies or series or something like that.
Yeah, and it would have to like put some kind of backstory.
That's awesome, right? It's awesome.
Oh,
that is honestly pretty cool.
You know those boots were reused.
What?
You know which movies the boots were reused?
Oh, you're breaking up, man.
Oh, god damn it! I can't stand it. Their boots. It was reused in another movie.
These boots, look, can't beat those boots. It's like, what are those?
In Face Off, when Nick Cage is in the prison, those same boots are the ones that's used in the prison.
What?
Yeah.
No way. I love that movie.
Right? I'll tell you, so like in Face Off with those boots, I guess they stick to the ground, right? They're magnetic or whatever. Those are the same boots.
Oh,
nice.
My God. That just makes me love that movie even more because it just makes it even more ridiculous.
Dude.
You know what would be cool? It just came to me. Thinking about old games. Either like a Contra or a Metroid movie, I think would be super dope.
That's what Adam was just saying. Like the old Nintendo movies don't necessarily play to like a story type of. I mean, the old Nintendo games don't play to a story type of movie.
And most of them are just like endless. They just get harder and harder as you go on.
Yeah. Like Mario, it just doesn't really lend itself to a story, to a narrative. Like there are obviously Mario games now that have a narrative, like Paper Mario or Paper Mario.
That one's fun. That one's fun.
But
we're
like
put a Smash Brothers game.
a
Smash Brothers
Smash
movie?
Brothers movie would be ridiculous. that
story would be crazy.
I don't even know how that would begin.
Like a Mario Kart.
Starts with Doctor Strange. Starts with Doctor Strange.
Opening up a portal. Just Sonic, you've been chosen to fight.
You know, like something we haven't had in a long time is the old Cannonball Run movies. Would do a Mario Kart, like a Cannonball Run movie.
I don't know if you know what that is, Adam.
I have.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Adam.
It's good.
They were there were these comedies. It was Burt Reynolds, if you know who that is.
Yeah, I know Burt Reynolds.
Where it was basically a race, and it was like whoever got from point A to point B the fastest, and there were all these kooky characters and crazy rides and stuff, and I
so
think
basically
it would be fun.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, it'd be.
Yeah,
I think it would.
I
be
could
fun.
see how that could go too.
Yeah.
I just mentioned it. Sonic, surprisingly good movie that I just watched last year. And Sonic 2 is coming out later this year, I think.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it, and I'm not even that big of a Sonic fan.
But would it have been just as good with the original design?
No.
No way, right?
I don't think so. That original design.
That goes back to the thing, like, why do you have to change something? If it's Sonic, make him look like Sonic.
Yeah, like, I can understand wanting to make it more realistic, which they ended up doing, but that original look, yeah.
I mean,
it's so bad.
Idris Elba as Knuckles? Come on.
That's ridiculous, and I love it. And I'm honestly really happy that they have the original voice for Tails.
Yeah.
In the video game, voicing Tails in the movie. That's cool.
What do y'all think of Morbius? You seen anything about that?
I'm not into it. I watched they released like 4 minutes of it, I think. His first transformation, and I just wasn't into it. I don't dig the Sony branch off the Sony universe of Marvel characters or something like that.
Yeah, it's some ridiculous long name.
Yeah, I'm not into it. Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and it's not for me.
Do you think they're gonna lend Blade at all in this movie? I don't think so, but I think
I don't think they would, because they're trying to set up Blade in the MCU right now.
Yeah.
I mean, with the post-credit scene of Eternals, and there's rumors that he might be in Moon Knight. Yeah, it's just, I don't think that they would put him in there, but I mean, who knows? Vulture is in there. I don't know how they're going to explain that, but.
All right. Yeah. There's I think Spider-Man, they show a picture of Spider-Man and it has murderer written on him. So, I mean, he's in the verse or whatever.
But and it's Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I don't know. It's just so weird.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like Jared Leto. Like I want him to have a good freaking superhero movie, but I don't know. I feel the same way. Like the Venom movies, I didn't like it all. I love the character. I couldn't get into him.
Adam likes Jared Leto.
I
or just that line.
Like
just
Leto.
the line, right? Just the line.
I don't like Jared Leto at all.
But you love saying that line.
Which line?
When his Joker.
Which one? There's the who's gonna give you a reach around? Batman. or the yeah. I just did not like. I don't like Jared Leto. He's a creep. he's got a sex cult.
He's creepy looking, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. Something about his eyes.
It's because Edward Norton broke his face. That's why.
Fight Club. Yes. What was it you were gonna bring up? Shit.
Talk about Karate Kid on his shirt, man.
Oh. You ever seen this movie?
You know I
Adam?
have.
Which movie is that?
I don't know if you see my shirt. It's Ralph Macchio.
It's called Crossroads, not the one with Britney Spears.
I mean, you're a music guy. I think you'd like this movie if you look it up. Crossroads with Ralph Macchio.
I've definitely heard of it, and I think I've seen a clip from it.
It's
on
BG.
YouTube.
It's very good.
I've probably heard of it, and I've been probably meaning to watch it. I don't get around to watching stuff, and I don't know why.
So Joe, Adam here is an excellent guitar player.
Yeah.
Yes, he's awesome.
I'd say I'm more on the higher end of mediocre than excellent.
And he sings. This guy has a voice of an angel.
You would definitely like that movie then.
Yeah, it's good. If you get time, I know it's an older movie. It's from the 80s, but
no, I love older movies. It's
great.
Like I love going back and watching older movies.
God, going back, it's like we're pretty old.
Yeah, there was a meme going around saying, you're old when the 80s still feels like 20 years ago. It was, right? 20 years ago?
Yeah.
It's so weird because I feel that way about the 90s. And I wasn't around in the 90s, but like my entire life, it's like, oh, the 90s was only like about 10-ish years ago. Oh, it was 30 years ago? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm out of stuff to talk about. You got anything else, Joe?
I don't, man. It's been it's been crazy busy. Are you going back to nights this week?
I'm going back to nights. Yeah, and I had a rough couple of weeks. We can get into that next time, but
yeah, same, Adam, man. Like it's been crazy.
Adam, I appreciate you coming out, talking with us, talking to me.
No problem. I miss podcasting.
But Adam, it was nice to meet you, man. Like
it was nice to meet you.
Hope you're on with us.
Yes.
Maybe when we do one of our 80s movies and he's like, what the hell is that in the background? It's like, it's a telephone, Adam.
Telephone. I know things have been crazy, but where can we find you at, Adam?
Well, you can find me mostly on my YouTube. I'm going to be trying to go back to making more content on YouTube, trying to focus on that. So just find me on YouTube, Urban Spidey, and you can follow me on Instagram, Urban_Spidey. You can also maybe listen to episodes. You're going to have to go back a while, but you can listen to episodes of the RLU Weekly Show.
Hey, you going to be doing toy reviews, or what's going on with the YouTube? What's the plan?
I think I'm going to start phasing out toy reviews just a little bit. Right now, my biggest project is this Boba Fett costume. I'm going to be documenting the whole process of building it.
Awesome.
The first part I just uploaded is just me going over everything. But I think this next part is probably going to be mostly me making the gauntlets, which is going to be pretty cool, I think.
Now we're talking head to toe. You going to do the jetpack too, or no?
Ooh, I talked about it in my video. I don't know if I'm going to do it. That's the one thing that's still sort of up in the air.
All right.
You go to I guess in cons and stuff.
Yeah,
Really?
actually, the goal for this costume is to have it finished by Awesome Con, which Awesome Con is a convention in DC that I went to back in 2019. But I only went one day. This time I'm going all 3 days, so I'm excited for that.
All right. Well, I know if your suit's complete, you're gonna be getting a lot of picture requests. So
I'm absolutely gonna I'm gonna take a ton of pictures, and luckily,
chick magnet.
One of
chick
my
magnet.
friends. what the friend that's going with me to Awesome Con is a photographer, so
Nice.
he'll get some good pictures, definitely.
Nice. If there's any good ones, send me a copy.
Good ones.
Yeah.
I got you. Some good ones.
Good ones, yeah. And Joe, where can people find us at?
Well, you go to nowwatchthispod.com, and then if you like our face so much that you want to wear it on you, you can go to threelegedrabbit.com and get you a shirt or a cap. And then we are on Facebook, Now Watch This Watchers.
Facebook group.
Yeah.
I need to make a shirt with you, Adam. I need to put your face on the shirt.
Right. I don't have too many. I'm not good for merchandise.
We'll put crazy. Or what is it? Asian Lego Kid. We'll put
Asian Lego Kid.
We can do that too.
I just subscribed to Adam's YouTube. So
all right, there you go.
Thank you.
One more follower. All right. I think that's going to do it for us. Again, Adam, I appreciate you coming on. Joe coming on late. That's all right. Man. That's all right.
Yes. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I apologize for my lateness. But I'm glad that we can get on, man, because, like I said, it had been a week, so to say. And
yeah, it's been rough.
For the last 2 weeks, man, like crazy. Today was my first day off. So, and even at that, like I told you, we're moving, and we just bought a new house, and as stressful as all that is, it's been pretty crazy. So
I got you. How should we go out with our new the Toys R Us theme?
Oh yeah,
we were on this other podcast, and I don't know, we made a little commercial or song. We did it to the Toys R Us song. It's stupid, but we're gonna play it as we go out. Ready?
It's stupidly good.
Again, thanks Adam, thanks Joe, and we'll see you next time. Let's all tune in to Now Watch This, a show that we can listen to whenever we wish.
From comedy shows to scary flicks, you'll laugh and cry with these two guys that make you flip your lid. Field of Dreams to No Holds Barred, Clerks after Renaissance Man. We don't want to grow up, 'cause if we did, we couldn't do Now Watch This. Bonk, bonk. I don't want to grow up.
Yeah. Hey, thanks again,
That was
Adam.
great.
Yeah, it was terrible. Telling you, Adam,
what's Toys R Us?
Adam has a voice of an angel, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah, I think that's why him and Carrie kind of laugh at us about it, because it's like they could do so much better. But
yeah, we did it like on the spot, though.
Yeah.
Hey, anyway, thanks, Adam.
No problem. Thank you.
Again, anytime you just want to talk or whatever, I'm here for you, man.
I appreciate it, man.